Hello. So what you just saw was this plane, this helicopter. It's very janky. At least it stayed up in the air for a little bit, but as you can see, it flew to this side and then flew that side, and then it crashed. Not very good. Not what you want. You want it to go up, and preferably straight up. And this one doesn't even fit the competition guidelines because there is no dime-sized wooden circle here. But it should show you how you want to make, like what components you want to put in your plane. And I'm going to explain to you why some components are important, and then what could be better from this plane. Alright, so this middle part, it's just a frame to keep the rubber band steady, which is attached to this one free spinning hook, which spins a propeller, and then this one fixed hook. That way, this propeller will turn, and then hopefully it will produce lift. Okay, this fixed hook as you can see, it's made with a piece of wire that is bent into a hook shape, and I stabbed it into this piece of balsa wood just in order for it to get a good grip. And then this balsa wood is also important for gripping onto this stabilizing propeller, which, as you can see, is warped. And for good reason. And I will explain that later. And now, the spinning propeller. You see this little tube on the propeller. Little paper tube. And that is made of index card, but coiled up around this wire. And you want this to be snug, but not too loose, because if it is too loose, then it will shake around like this, and then you will not get a very good flight. I mean, it doesn't matter too much because of the tension from the rubber band pulling it down, but I mean, you want it to stay. You want the propeller to be as stable as possible. And now, this bead, very important. This, I just made this I just melted plastic in the microwave and then shaped it around the wire. And this bead is very important for reducing friction. Won't focus. For reducing friction from this raw balsa edge to this paper. And then it can spin freely. And that is important because, again, the tension of the rubber band will be pulling it down, so you don't want it to be, you don't want it to have too much friction. And this wire hook, this one is too thick. This is like jewelry wire. So you would probably want to use like paper clip wire for that one. And what I did is I stabbed the wire through this stick, so it would give the wire a good grip, and it would give it a good attachment to this propeller. Now, this propeller is also warped. And if you notice, this propeller is at an opposite warp to this propeller. As you can see, the front edge on this one goes down. The front edge on this one goes up this way. Like that. This one goes this way. And this one goes this way. And that is probably one of the most important parts of your build. Oops, sorry. And it's the most important because this edge oops, let me, oh, I only have 2 hands. You see this edge? The shape of this edge is going to be also very important for how the propeller will receive wind. Oh, yeah, it's important that these are opposite because, you know, you want this one to stabilize this one, so you don't want it to be going the same way. Otherwise, it'll make this section turn just on its own, and then this propeller will stay stable. So yeah. Like, when you let it go, you don't want this bottom part to be moving, like spinning, and then the top part not spinning, because the bottom part spinning won't give you any lift, or it won't give you as much lift. Okay. And the thing about this curve, the reason that in the flight video this went like all over the place is because of the bad warping and the bad propeller, and also the bad rubber band because of the bad propeller. This propeller is very crude. It is just a plank of wood. But this warp is a principle that you want to use for your other propellers. If you notice, this commercially made propeller from previous year's events, you'll see that it kind of just has the same principle of warp. It's kind of hard to see on video, but it's sort of like you have a stick here and then a stick here, and you can see the type of curve that you want. And let me draw it for you and explain why you want a specific type of curve. I already did it here, but then I realized I was recording the video in vertical, and I'm trying to upload it to YouTube. So you want a straight edge and then a curved edge like this. Oops. I should look at what I'm doing. Alright. So the reason that you want this kind of bend in this part of your propeller blade is because when air hits it, you're hitting air this way, right? But then this bend in the curve, this bend in the propeller rotor will push the air this way. And you know, Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So it will push it like this, which in turn will push it up. I'm really bad at explaining physics, so hopefully you get what I mean. But this is why you want this sort of shape. If you have it like this, it'll just hit this and then just go down, and then it'll be like weaker. If you have it just straight, then it won't be as efficient as sort of guiding the wind down your propeller. And I've been rambling for long enough, so hopefully that explains sort of the basic mechanics of your airplane, your helicopter, and also, like, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any kits released because I'm pretty sure that this event is just for Virginia, and the rest of the United States is doing right stuff again. I don't know why. It's whatever. But you're probably not going to be getting a kit, and you're probably gonna... And also, like, this is a lot more simple than I thought it would be, so I'm pretty sure you guys can make it without a kit, and hopefully if you just follow these, like, simple principles, think about physics, keep physics in mind when you're testing. Once you have the propeller length down, you would want to experiment with rubber band thickness. For example, I have this like long jumbled up. This is just like one really long string of rubber. I also have this like basic rubber band, and which is thicker than this one. You would want to experiment with that. But yeah, if you run into any problems when you're testing, then just send me some pictures and I might be able to give you some advice. Other than that, if you have any questions, don't put them in the YouTube chat. Just like DM me on Discord or email or whatever. But yeah, you guys should be good and you can do it. Yeah, cool, great.